you doing? My name's Dave, and if you like crazy delays, you can call me Daveypoo, the mobile music minstrel. How you doing? So the nice folks at Eventide called me up and they said, hey Dave, we've got some awesome apps for you. And I said, you're darn right you do. And now I'm making this video. So what am I doing today? I'm looking at Eventide's UltraTap. What is this? Well, it's a delay, but it's not just any delay. It's not a standard delay. It can kind of do the standard delay things, but it's really a specialty effect, and it's really that much better for it. Let's just dive right in and see what we got going on. I fired up 8 Matrix here. I've got Neo Soul keys running a nice electric piano patch in here. Nothing to it, dry as a bone, nothing going on. Let's hear what UltraTap sounds like. Its nose crinklingly good, kids. It's huge sounding, and it's amazing because just like the other apps in the Eventide H9 series, it just doesn't get in the way of anything else. And I'm not sure what sort of mystical magic they're doing over there, but I put this in a mix in another video with a whole bunch of other instruments, and even with all this crazy delay and reverb going on, nothing stepped on each other's toes, at least not in a offensive way. They all kind of mushed together in a really, really pleasant, pleasing way. I was very impressed, and I was using not really anything but the default settings. Let's dive into UltraTap real quick here and see what we got going on. First knob on the top is our mix knob that mixes between the wet signal and the dry signal. Pretty straightforward. What's after that? Well, that's length. How long are we going to have this thing tap for? 55 milliseconds or 10 seconds, which is a ridiculously long time for any delay. Taps. That's the number of actual delay taps you're going to get. So let's just move it to 1 for the time being. There you go. That's 1. Here's an 8. You can set the number of taps you got. This was on, I think, 64 before. Okay, so pre-delay, you can have, as you heard, a gap happen between when you play the note and when the actual delays start. So it's on 95 milliseconds here. If I go to 0, when I hit the key, immediately the taps start. If it wait, I can wait longer. Okay, you get the idea. And then we got spread. So what does spread do? Spread is what you're hearing when the taps are speeding up or slowing down. So the more we move it to the right, the more they speed up. You can hear as I go further right, it takes longer for them to ramp up, whereas if I come back here, they speed up pretty quickly. Going the other way, you can hear they start real fast and then slow down over time. It's a really juicy effect, and it's really tasty, and it can be really used in some really interesting ways. So then taper. Taper is how quickly the taps die out from nothing. If it's on a low value or a negative value, okay, this is again another one of those knobs that to the right is a positive value, to the left is a negative value. To the right, okay, the closer it is to center, the longer it takes for it to fade out. Closer to the further right you go, quicker it fades out. The other way, it fades in. Okay, and if you go further left, okay, you get the fade in, okay? So that's taper. Then we've got width. Okay, which is how wide the taps are in the stereo spectrum. You got tone. Obviously, to the right is more high end. The left is more low end. You've got slurm. This is kind of slurring the taps together. So let's see if we can. Let's go back down to say like 6. Okay, but when I turn up slurm, okay, it kind of blurs them. You hear that grittiness in there? Again, really interesting take on a delay. And then you've got chop and speed. So this is kind of a tremolo effect, and you can choose the different types of waves that you can use and the different effects that you can have, and then you can change the time in which it is affected. Up at the top here, you've got a tap knob for tap tempo. Then you've got a hot switch. The hot switch is really cool. When you press it and hold it, I can choose another preset here, and I can now switch between them. And I turn that off, and I'm back to the first one. It's a really cool way for live things if you want to switch back and forth between 2 presets. But I haven't even gotten to the best part yet. Down at the very bottom here, you have this slider knob, this ribbon controller. And what does that do? Well, When I have it set all the way to one side and I tap this little button, all the little white dots here on these knobs are the starting point, the left-hand point for this ribbon controller. If I press this right-hand knob and I start moving these controls, you see it draws a blue line and a blue dot here. What happens is, as I slide across the ribbon controller, I'm going to move from the white dot value to the blue dot value and back. So now I can live morph fully between two different patches, or I can do it between just a variation on one patch, but I can move as many of the knobs as I want live with this ribbon controller. Super, super cool. And then lastly, at the bottom, we've got an active knob that just turns the whole effect on and off. This thing is super, super dope. Like I said, I've got a lot of delays, and this is something unique. It does something different than anything else. You've got a ton of presets in here. You've got artist presets. Nutrix, the synth guy, has done some. Jakob Hack has done some. And some other folks that I'm not necessarily familiar with, but I'm sure the patches are great. And then you've got factory patches in here too. And there's all sorts. Pads, tremolos, modulations. Okay, and then you can have your own user presets in here. This is so incredible. Eventide has done something really magical in here. And if the rest of their effects sound as good in the H9 pedal as this thing does, man, I gotta go out and get one of those things because it's gotta be ridiculous. Thank you, Eventide, for thinking of me. Eventide UltraTap. Please go check it out. Links to everything here will be in the description below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to know more. Eventide, you rule. Please go check out. Eventide's got other apps too. They've got UltraTap, but they also have one called Micro Pitch, one called Black Hole Reverb, and these things are just incredible. Totally worth it. I would go check them out. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next freaking time, baby. Later.